जनाब अली एक साहब हैं कैसर अली राजा QAR ये मैं I just want to give credit to Haris Sultan from Australia and Ghalib Kamal from Canada to make him a famous person. I mean, he was nobody. He still is nobody, but he is trying to ride on the success of people like Haris and Ghalib, and then his recent take was on engineer Muhammad Ali Mirza. And what he's trying to do is to come in the limelight so that I don't know what his objectives are, but he's very funny. I mean, like, he tries to be an intellect, he tries to be someone who knows something about religion and something about science. And I mean, I am nobody, and even he makes me laugh when he opens his mouth every time. So anyway, I still say Haris and Ghalib, thank you for bringing him into limelight and making him such a popular person that he's riding on your success. And then ultimately he had a podcast with engineer Muhammad Ali Mirza, and then he went against him again to make him look like a bad person. This morning I was just scrolling on my YouTube, and I found one of his videos that he made on Najam Sethi. Najam Sethi's comment. Somehow Najam Sethi made a comment about the education policymakers in Pakistan, and he said that the people who are making those education policies, they have gone insane, they've gone mad. He used the very word in Urdu, pagal, and it means somebody who loses his mind. And he was particularly talking in context to the policy on stopping people from dancing in the schools and colleges and making such policies. And then QAR felt it an obligatory for him to give a response to it and emerge as an exemplary Muslim to counterattack what Najam Sethi said. I think Najam Sethi's opinion on this is very strong, and I think he's just trying to be somebody who is progressive, who's liberal, and who speaks for West. And in his pursuit to make it look like that he is somebody who is very advanced in his thinking process, he made a comment which looks very superficial to me too. I mean, I am not against what he said, but the way he put it together, it made no sense either. But the response from Qaiser Raja and the way he tried to target the ideology that people like Najam Sethi and the other liberals and progressive people, they try to push forward. And in a country like Pakistan where everything happens, everything is being watched, everything notorious, nefarious, pornographic, nude, I mean, all kind of things are happening over there. I was on a podcast the other day with a friend of mine, and I told him, I said, like, Pakistan is one country. The neighborhood that I grew up in Sargodha, I found that every boy was a homosexual in his first part of life, and then became bisexual after getting married. So, and on the other hand, when it comes to dictating their religion, they just want to talk against homosexuality. But they are like people who are driven by desire to sex and pornography. Pakistan, I think, is the #1 country in the world. But anyway, I hold it here, and I'll play it on my laptop so that I don't have to play it on my recording device because of the YouTube policies. And you just listen to it. It will not be very loud, but I will make comments on it.
जरा ये वीडियो देखिएगा।
ये पागल हो गए हैं हमारे सो कॉल्ड एजुकेशनिस्ट जो है, इतने आर्च रिएक्शनरीज और पागल हैं। फिर उनकी जो थोड़े बहुत फन एंड गेम्स हैं उसको भी आप रोकना चाह रहे हैं।
अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं कैसर राजा। उम्मीद है आपकी तबीयत ठीक होगी। जनाब नजम सेठी साहब से सवाल पूछा गया, उनकी जो मेज़बान थी कि एक गवर्नमेंट ऑफ पंजाब ने जो डायरेक्टर्स ऑफ पब्लिक इंस्ट्रक्शन कॉलेजेस एक डायरेक्टिव उन्होंने इशू किया सारे कॉलेजेस को कि ये जो फहश डांसेस होते हैं कॉलेजेस में और इस तरह के जो ये
Fahash dances होते हैं colleges में. I mean, dancing had been a part of our history, our culture for over the years. And I just made a video 2 days back on Muawiyah series, and I saw that Abu Sufyan is having party, Muawiyah is having party at his home, and girls are dancing, and they're wearing those, erotic, exposing, lesser dancing clothes, which could be like very intriguing and very stimulating for the people sitting over there. And all those movies that we watch about the Muslim history, and we see they cover their faces, and then the rest of the body is up, so revealing. So, what is fahish dancing? I don't understand what is fahish dancing. I mean, like, what they're having, like what? Belly dances over there, which happens in every restaurant in Turkey, which is more Muslim country than Pakistan. Or there are like pole dances or strip dancing happening in the colleges and universities. I mean, this is too much on the part of Raja, जिसका हारिस ने बजा दिया था बाजा, गालिब ने भी बजाया बाजा उसका. He is saying in fahish dances. I mean, like, this is too much.
फन फेयर और जो भी वल्गर एक्टिविटीज होती हैं
Vulgar activities.
इसलिए कि हमारी इक़दार के साथ ये मुताबिकत नहीं रखते सवाल
इक़दार के साथ मुताबिकत नहीं रखते. I mean, you go to a stage show in Pakistan and the girls just do all kind of dirty dancing on the stage, and everybody is sitting there, and people who have beards bigger than Qasim, what is his name? I'm forgetting it. Qaiser Raja. Beards bigger than Qaiser Raja. They just sit there and they watch with their eyes popping out of the sockets, and they dance with them sometimes. And I mean, those dances are really vulgar, and everybody's watching it. I mean, this is a supply and demand situation in Pakistan. And like, you just want to be a religious person and you want to sell your product over here, go somewhere else. I mean, Pakistan is a country where we want Islam for all the other countries, but we don't want Islam in Pakistan. And we can kill people on the name of religion, but we don't want to be religious, and we want to keep our freedom intact, and we watch all kind of things on the internet, and we enjoy it. Listen more to this bullshit.
नजम सेठी साहब से उनका तबसरा लेने के लिए तो उन्होंने कहा ये पागल हो गए हैं. कौन पागल हो गए हैं? वो जो कहते हैं कि इस्लामी जमहूरिया पाकिस्तान में गैर इस्लामी गैर अखलाकी बेखुदा चीज़ें नहीं होनी चाहिए, वो पागल हैं ये.
So, इस्लामी जमहूरिया पाकिस्तान में गैर अखलाकी बेहुदा चीज़ें नहीं होनी चाहिए. I mean, what is a better question to ask here is what good is happening in Pakistan, which is actually aligned with Islamic traditions or Islamic teachings. Maybe, I think killing of minorities is one thing which is aligned with Islamic teaching. Maybe not giving human rights to people who don't think like you is Islamic teaching. Maybe killing people on the name of religion, sectarianism. Maybe not giving the resources which Balochs require, or maybe killing Pashtuns because they are Pashtuns and not including them in everything. I mean, what is happening? What is religiously happening in Pakistan? What is aligned to the religion of Pakistan? I mean, like, dances is the only thing. If you stop dance, you think Pakistan's problems will be solved. This poor guy is an outclass ass.
अकलमंद हैं जो कह रहे हैं कि वो पागल हो गए हैं. I just don't understand कि इस तबके की मत
अंग्रेजी भी
मानी
बोलता
गई है कि जब आप नेशनल मीडिया पे बैठते हैं तो आप नेशन की एथिकल वैल्यूज को जुबान दे रहे होते हैं, रिप्रेजेंट कर रहे होते हैं, लेकिन पता नहीं इन लोगों के घरों में क्या चलता होगा. जैसे मसेडी साहब की
Look at that. A very good friend of mine also does that. When he doesn't have the answers, he goes personal. Okay. So this is the only way Pakistanis know how to have an argument. If you don't have the correct answer to that, you become personal, and then you start involving the families of the people. This is the Islamic way of dealing with things, I think. This is how, when you can't deal by an argument, and when you don't have a strong argument to really tackle something, you go attack the family of the people.
करा सबका कि ये समझते हैं कि शायद वही जो इनके घरों में होता है ना वही शायद
घरों में
हो
होता
रहा होता है। हालांकि जो कमेंट्स इनके इसी वीडियो के नीचे लोगों ने किए हैं उसी से ही आप आइडिया कर लें कि इट इज नॉट ओके, ये पागल नहीं हुए हैं, ये नहीं है पागल, वो फाइनली उन्होंने कोई अच्छा काम किया है कि जहाँ पे लोग पढ़ने जाते हैं वहां पे पढ़े।
लोग पढ़ने जाते हैं, यूरोप में अमेरिका में पढ़ने आते हैं, ये सारे यहाँ से पढ़ के जाते हैं।
क्या यूथ के लिए इस मुल्क में अगर वो डांस भी नहीं कर सकते तो फिर क्या करें? They'll go and start robbing banks. They'll go and start on those roads. They'll take out their guns and they'll start taking your iPhones. क्या कर रहे हैं आप?
ये दानश्वर है हमारा कि बच्चों को नाचने दो, नहीं तो वो बैंक लूटेंगे। Like who the flip are these people? Literally कौन इनको पकड़ के नेशनल मीडिया पे बिठा देता है कि ये समझ रहे हैं कि शायद ये कोई ऐसा जहां है कि डांस ने लोगों को रोका हुआ है, बेहयाई ने, बेहुदगी ने लोगों को रोका हुआ है, अदरवाइज तो पता नहीं क्या एक भयानक पिक्चर आ जाएगी आपके आईफोन्स। और ये बड़ी रिवीलिंग स्टेटमेंट है। उन्होंने मोबाइल फोन नहीं कहा, आईफोन कहा, बिकॉज़
this guy is now trying to do
नॉर्मल है
word to word, you know, so that he can find something interesting. Or in Urdu we say lafzon ko pakadna. Yes, he's trying to catch the words and try to make something in a different context, like what kind of people he's dealing with. He's dealing with people who use iPhone, and people who don't use iPhone are the poor people. I mean, like this kind of mentality. I don't think so. Najam Sethi's response was also very good on this, that they don't have anything else to do, so that's why they should be given the chance to go to dancing. I mean, like, I think he wanted to say something else, but the context just got too focused on dancing, and that's how it all got fucked up.
जो नॉर्मल आईफोन यूज करते हैं, मैं नहीं कहता सारे आईफोन वाले ऐसे ही हैं ऑब्वियसली, ये इल्जाम किसी पे भी लग सकता है, कुछ पे भी लग सकता है, दैट्स नॉट द पॉइंट आई एम मेकिंग। पर आई एम सेइंग इज कि जो इनका इनर सेल्फ है ना, वो जो छोटा सा जहां जिसके अंदर ये मुकय्यद है, ये उसके रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हैं कि ये समझते हैं कि बस यही सारा कुछ नॉर्मल है। अब इस आदमी की अकल का आप अंदाजा लगाएं, सेठी साहब की, कि कह रहे हैं कि नौजवान डांस ना करें तो फिर और क्या काम किया है वो पिछली गवर्नमेंट ने भी, इस गवर्नमेंट ने भी, कि इनको इनकी सहूलतकारी की है, इनको छोटे छोटे सेंटर्स बना के दिए हैं, ई सेंटर्स बना के दिए हुए हैं कि वहां पे जाओ काम करो, बिकॉज दिस इज what makes difference in पाकिस्तान। ये डांस नहीं करेंगे तो आईफोन छीनना शुरू कर देंगे और बैंक लूटना शुरू कर देंगे। तो कौन सेठी साहब, बचपन में आप क्या करते थे? डांस। और डांस करने से कोई रोका जाता तो क्या आप बैंक लूटते थे? वैसे ज्यादा मैं सवाल करूंगा नहीं।
Funny, huh?
आगे बढ़ते हैं।
You are a laughing stock of the world. दुनिया मजाक उड़ाती है आपके ऊपर जब इस किस्म की हरकतें आप करते हैं, और आपके एजुकेशनिस्ट ये करते हैं।
अगेन बड़ा रिवीलिंग ये इनका बयानिया था, यू आर अ लाफिंग स्टॉक। ये असल में जब इंसान की, और ये जितने भी हमारे मुबैना दानश्वर
अभी दानश्वर बनने लगा
ये सुने, ये सारे ऐसे ही कहते हैं आपके मुल्क में ऐसा हो रहा है, आपकी इकोनॉमी ऐसी है, आपकी सियासत ऐसी है, यू आर अ लाफिंग स्टॉक, क्योंकि ये नफसियाती तौर पे खुद को इस मुल्क का हिस्सा नहीं समझते। अल्टरनेटिव जिंदगी इनकी आबाद है। इन सब लोगों ने कहा, अब ये कहते हैं कि मेरा जी चाहता है मैं पाकिस्तान छोड़ के चला जाऊं, और जहां जाऊं मैं किसी को बताऊं भी नहीं दिया कि ना अपने ना परायों के, कोई वाली वायरस है ही नहीं। खैर, लेट्स मूव ऑन।
इस प्रोग्राम पे मैं तो हर रोज इनकी खिंचाई करूंगा। मुझे इनको शर्म नहीं आती कि इस किस्म के ये इक़दाम करते हैं।
आप ये बातें करते रहे, मैं हर रोज आपको शर्म नहीं आती है इस उम्र में? आप कह रहे हैं
इसको अमानुल्लाह मर गया हुआ है, इसको he should go there and cover his place in stage shows.
बने बैठे हैं, अवाम की रिप्रेजेंटेशन, उनकी सोचों की नुमाइंदगी करना, सो कॉल्ड allegedly मुबैना तौर पे सेल्फ प्रोक्लेम्ड, मैं अपनी तरफ से एक ग्रुप, उनका क्या नैरेटिव है? I dare you, I absolutely dare you on that. But for now, let's move on.
और बेहूदगी?
बेहूदगी क्या है? कौन डिफाइन करेगा बेहूदगी?
That's very important question. इस्लामी जमहूरिया पाकिस्तान में, एक इस्लामी मुल्क में कौन डिफाइन करेगा कि बेहूदगी क्या होती है?
Okay, कौन डिफाइन करेगा कि बेहूदगी क्या होती है? Who's going to determine and ascertain it, that what actually बेहूदगी is? Okay, now all those people who are on their phones and they watch all the pornographic videos all the time, Pakistan becoming the #1 country in the world for surfing the pornographic sites, people engaged in all kind of sexual activity which is against the Islamic traditions of Pakistan. Okay, homosexuality, gayism, lesbianism, what what you call everything, and it is not happening in Pakistan. On top of all this corruption, in terms of financial corruption, moral corruption, whatever you name it, all the bad things are happening in Pakistan. Apart from that, everybody is nobody wants to do anything which is morally high. I mean, everybody wants to do religious things because that's what I always say. People want to do things for sawab. 11 months in a year. This is the month of Ramadan in Pakistan, all over Muslim world. Pakistan is a particular country that I'm referring to. For 11 months, they are engaged in all kind of bad things: corruption, moral waywardness, stealing, thieving, overpricing. Overpricing is happening in the month of Ramadan too. I mean, all kind of bad things happen. And in the end, in the month of Ramadan, what they do is that they put in those long dastarkhans on the road and give free food to the people for iftaris. And then they say, we are doing this for sawab. If Pakistan is one country in the world, which I can say with absolute surety, that they don't do good things because good things are supposed to be done. They do good things. This dog is crazy. He likes to bark when I am doing something. Anyway, so he made me forget everything. Okay, so what I'm saying is that they do everything in Pakistan on the name of sawab because religion tells them to do it. I mean, if they're giving money to a poor person, they're doing it for sawab because then God is going to put some numbers in his ledger over there so that on the judgment day he could be given the leverage over others to be in a better part of Jannah. If they are giving clothing to somebody, they are doing it for sawab. They're not doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's a good thing to do. They're doing it because it's a sawab thing. Similarly, they're feeding people in the month of Ramadan because it's a sawab thing to do. So behudagi, what he refers to, is like what? Everybody is behuda in Pakistan. I mean, and I'm sorry to say that. I mean, hypocrisy is at the top of the list of all those sins which Pakistanis are doing right now. And if you are so religious, you definitely have the idea that on a hierarchy of the sins a man can do and where he is going to be placed according to Islamic traditions, hypocrites are going to be at the bottom of it. Anyway, so not all of them. I mean, I have been very extreme when I said everybody is doing it. Maybe 99% are doing and 1% are not doing it, and there are good people too, and that's why Pakistan is still there and surviving. But I mean, doing everything on the name of religion, and people like Qaiser Raja, they just try to capitalize on an opportunity to promote religion, and they're giving the Islamic touch, and that's what the last prime minister did. And he tried to use religion so that he could earn more votes and he could earn more favors, because Pakistan is one country where when you use the name of religion, you can sell anything. And then the most important thing is people are, number one, they love their religion and they're blinded by faith so much that they don't want to investigate the truth. And number two, which is even more dangerous, that you cannot go against the religion even if you want to. And if you say anything like Najam Sethi just said, people would go and categorize it in a non-Islamic or non-religious category, and then they put a lid on it, and then they try to paint you a bad person. So dancing would not make you a bad person, or singing would not make you a bad person. Actually, as a matter of fact, all those people who are professional dancers and professional singers, they are more composed people. They are more balanced in their personalities, because they know when they go to the other side of the border, they go to India, they are appreciated, and they use interchangeable terms like God and Bhagwan. They use it at the same time, and they're not only focused on Allah. And when it comes to morality, they have very high morality. They have respect for the people of all kind of faith and religion. So I think, and those people who are engaged in on classic dancings like Kathak Maharaj and people who still are involved in classical dancing, they are very morally very high standard people. They are not low lives like Qaiser Raja who just like to snatch words from somebody's mouth and build a narrative around it and then try to make it a religious thing so that he could have more views. I think Qaiser Raja is still trying to build a narrative where he could be actually considered a religious intellect in Pakistan and could be regarded as a top person. And that was his, in the end, he was trying to say like, okay, you bring up your so-called leftist, progressive people, and I send you a group of people, and then you can have a debate on it. Oh, winning or losing a debate is a very, very Pakistani religious people thing, Yeah, and the kind of language that they use, that is Behuda Raj Sahab. Have you ever seen religious people, religious scholars of Pakistan talking to each other when they are doing a debate or munazara? They use that language which common people don't use. This is what is more dangerous than dancing for the kids, okay? And when all these students who come here and they get the freedom of choice to do it, on those, you cannot force anybody to dance and you can't force anybody to not to dance. I work with schools over here in the United States sometimes, and sometimes when I go there and I sit in those sessions and I watch it, and a few days back I was in a session and the student's fifth grade student and his parents were called in and the teachers were, and Americans are like so good. I mean, I have so many reservations about Americans, but there were 5 teachers who were focused on one fifth grade student, and they were like trying to appease the parents by telling every good thing about the kid that they could find. I mean, like, he's so good, he's this, he's that, which actually I believe was not there. They were doing a lot of effort to find good things in him. And then in the end, they said like, okay, our problem is that when the American flag is raised, sometimes he doesn't stand up, he just sits there. And there's a tradition in schools that there is a pledge that every student has to say and speak out. And it is like, United States is my country, I love my country, I'll be loyal to my country, something like that. And the parents are American, so obviously the kids are American too, and they were Pakistani Muslims. And the mother said, no, he may be very tired, so that's why he didn't say those pledges, because we are fasting in the month of Ramadan. And the teacher said, no, it happened before Ramadan. And then she said, like, okay, there's something that the child said. And what did the child say? The child said that, my mother, she says, don't say those words. We are Muslims and we are not Americans. So you're not supposed to say that. And when the teacher said those words, the mother and the father both were like embarrassed, but at the same time they were defending themselves. They said, no, we never said that. We always tell them that this is our country and you should be loyal to the country. And she said, like, do you want me to call the child here? And she said, no, there's no need for that. But we'll address it. And now I believe that they'll go home and then going to tell their kids, okay, what we tell you, you're not supposed to tell it to your teachers. Just simply shut the fuck up, stay quiet, don't say a word, or just pretend that you are saying it. Anyway, this is a very long video, 24 minutes already. Qaiser Raja, once again, Haris, Ghalib, you did a magic to make this person a popular person. And Engineer Muhammad Ali Mirza, you appeared on his podcast. You addressed him, but you made him famous too. Thank you very much. Goodbye.